Hey, who did these? Who did these? They're all wrong. Don't do that again, all right? Hey, what's up guys? Sam here. Welcome back to another video, and do we have some Apple news for you today? The Apple Pencil in black, could it be happening? The iPhone 13, apparently what could be potentially our first look at that has been shared. The iPhone 12 being delayed a little bit, but I mean, that's something we already knew. And tons of great information about future iPads. One of them, that's not the iPad Pro, is getting USB-C. Apple's finally expanding that there. All right, if you're excited for today's video, drop a like down below, hit subscribe for more, and let me do my calculations. Yeah, it's time to jump in. First off, we have been graced with the presence of more information from none other than Fudge at ChocoBit, allegedly sharing a first look at the iPhone 13. Here's the deal with this. I don't think that this is what the iPhone 13 is gonna look like. I think this is literally like something an Apple engineer's kid drew and they put it up on the fridge, and that's how it leaked out. The kid probably had a Twitter account. Maybe the kid's ChocoBit. But on top of that, there's actually been some discussion about how the iPhone is going to look next year. Jon Prosser says it's not changing, but Love to Dream, slightly higher rated, says that it is going to look a little bit different than the iPhone 12, which is like, ooh, it's going to be right. So what do we actually learn from this? Well, I think the iPhone 13, one of the big upgrades could be an additional camera. We got a third camera in 2019. We're going to have 3 cameras again in 2020 and 2021. That could definitely change significantly. And it looks like they've moved the LiDAR sensor below. But the part of this report that is most interesting for me is actually the camera details that ChocoBit has shared. The megapixel count here is pretty wild, up to 64 megapixels. Now, Apple was actually testing this on the iPhone 12 and it didn't make it, so potentially it does come next year. The first lens is a standard wide angle with 1x optical zoom up to 6x digital zoom. The second is a 3 to 5x optical telephoto lens. Currently it's only 2x. 40 megapixel sensor with up to 15 to 20 digital zoom, and then a 64 megapixel anamorphic. And anamorphic is a different type of lens, so it's not standard angle, it's not wide angle, it's not ultra wide. Gives you more of like a cinematic look, which would be really cool to have on the iPhone. And then also a 40 megapixel ultra wide. They say to nibble on some salt while you're looking at these, which I think is, you know, an excellent point here, but really I think this just shows Apple is testing some things. But if they go from 12 megapixels or 14, let's say on like the iPhone 12 up to 64, that's a really extreme jump. Like, that doesn't seem like something Apple would do. They're really slow when they increase the megapixels, so I don't think it's gonna happen. But jumping back to reality for this year's iPhones, we've been hearing like constantly, especially since the virus hit, like, if they delayed, are they coming, are they delayed? DigiTimes is out today with a report saying that all of the iPhone 12 models, we're talking Pro, Pro Max, Pro Ultra, whatever they are gonna be coming in October of 2020, which would be a big shift from what Apple's done in the past. They've done some iPhone models in September, like the XR launched in October, the 10 back in 2017 launched in November. They got all of them. They nailed them in September of 2019. But honestly, if they all come in October, that's not too bad for a huge global disruption. Like, that's pretty good recovery there. This also sounds the most realistic to me. I think Apple could potentially launch some in October, but I think it'd be okay, especially people recovering economically from being out of work, if they just push it back a month, get a little bit closer to the holiday season. I could see Apple doing this one. Probably like the first couple weeks of October, I think people might be ready to spend some money on a new phone. But hey, maybe you're more of an iPad person. Do we got any good news there? Can we get a fresh report about the iPad? Yeah, we got a couple. One from Love to Dream, our favorite leaker here on iUpdate, and we were on his hype train since day one. That's all I'm saying. Everybody else covering Love to Dream's leaks, which, by the way, the dude's starting a new YouTube channel soon, and I told him I would shout it out. So check it out down below. He's gonna be doing some cool stuff there. And the second report, which we're gonna start with, is from Mac2Takara. Now, Mac2Takara is rated at 67% accurate, so take this with a little bit of a salt, like maybe like a little packet you get from McDonald's or something. They're reporting that for the first time since the iPad Pro got USB-C, Apple's planning to expand it. They're reaching out with their little, I don't know, USB-C ports, and they're grabbing on to the iPad Air. The iPad Air is said to be getting a USB-C port later this year, and the more I hear about this product, the more I'm fascinated as to what the iPad Air is exactly gonna be. Love to Dream initially reported it would be a design similar to the 11-inch iPad Pro. It would have in-display Touch ID. That it was having an A14, I think, processor on the inside. Like, it was gonna be a pretty big device, but then if Apple's doing that, what happens to the iPad Pro? Well, someone recently suggested, I believe over on Apple Leaks Rumors, they said that it was gonna be a 12-inch iPad Pro coming to replace the 11-inch, and this new iPad Air would be replacing the 11-inch sizing with sort of an all-screen design. Either way, the future of the iPad sounds really, really good. But for the iPad mini, we're not getting the same treatment. This new model is still months away. We don't have an exact launch for the next iPad mini yet. We just know it's not coming imminently. It's gonna stick with a Lightning port, so no USB-C on the whole iPad family. It's just expanding to the iPad Air. How Apple is that? You know, that we get it on one product and then 2 years go by and we get another product. It's gonna be 2030 by the time we're seeing USB-C on the rest of the iPads. But this is a good step. It's a good step. USB-C though, of course, first came to the iPad Pro back in 2018 and everybody lost their minds because that was something we wanted forever. Love to Dream, with the second best track record in the game right now, is back with a report about what's gonna be happening on the next generation version. You know, in March of this year, we got the LiDAR sensor, a couple of other minor upgrades like better microphones. But sometime in the first half of 2021, Apple is planning to upgrade that device again. More significantly, 5G support is coming on top of a mini LED display, which is just gonna make things look incredible. It's not OLED, but it looks really good, better contrast, and I believe better black levels as well. It's gonna be a huge update for the iPad screen, the biggest iPad screen update since ProMotion came a few years back. But out of all the iPad rumors, honestly, those aren't the ones that excited me the most. The one that excited me the most is probably the one that will end up breaking most of our hearts. Mr. White. As much as I wanna love what this individual is doing, I'm very skeptical. I'm very skeptical because out of everything that they put out that I've been able to find, they're sitting at 1 in 4 here. They're sitting at about 25%. Looking at their track record, they got it right that the iPhone 10 in 2018, like for the 10s, would come in gold. They knew Apple was doing that, but they've had a lot of misses, like blood pressure reading on an Apple Watch, I don't know, some other thing in the mix, like new AirPods. They said that were not AirPods 2 back in the day. Mr. White back recently saying that the Apple Pencil is gonna come in black, which is really exciting at first because it could look great with like a space gray iPad, but it makes me really skeptical with the track record. I mean, to be fair, like one of the things they got right was about a color related item in the past. However, there's no image here. There's no mention of the source. We don't know if this is from Apple or the supply chain, and no other Apple accessory currently comes in black. I've been pushing for AirPods to be made available in multiple colors, just like Beats forever. Apple has still not done it. AirPods Pro, AirPods 2, and currently the Apple Pencil, they all come in white because it's very distinct. It shows that you're using an Apple product. Recently, maybe there was a turning point for Apple. Maybe they're trying to get the matte finish with the black colorway looking correct. I'm here for it, guys. Listen, I don't know if it's gonna happen, but I want it. I want my black Apple Pencil, and maybe this would mean that black AirPods could be in the works, but we haven't seen any credible rumors about black Apple accessories in years. And those are going to be the latest leaks and rumors for all of you. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Hope you learned something new. If you did, drop a like to seriously help me and the channel out. Subscribe for more, dude. WWDC iOS 14, it is less than a month away. You guys are the best. I'm so grateful for each and every single one of you. Black Lives Matter. This has been Sam, and I'll see all of you in my next video.